People have a pretty strong opinion one way or another on new construction properties. I don't. I think there's definitely some pros. You're buying a house that's brand new, right? Nobody else has lived in it. You may be able to pick your own fixtures, right? As a builder, really, it also depends on like how you're doing it. You can get like a custom spec home, that a smaller builder, like I know there's some smaller builders in this area that do, 8, 9 homes a year. The customer will go to them with a plot of land and say, "Hey, I want you to build me a house on this piece of land that I'm, either own or that I'm going to buy as part of this whole deal." And they hire an engineer and make blueprints, and then the builder just builds whatever the people want. And then there's other places like GL Homes, Lennar, DR Horton, Pulte Homes, Miranda Homes, like larger builders that will build like these tracts of communities that you see um, in areas like Westlake, for example. That's a community out near Loxahatchee for anybody who doesn't know. And it's like these giant tracts of neighborhoods, cookie cutter homes. Some people love it, some people hate it. Living in a community like that, you have the conformity of the different houses. Generally, you're choosing from like one of four different models as far as like layout, square footage. They'll have some customization options where you can choose your own landscaping. You can choose the quality and color and of cabinets and the type of countertop and what finishes you want on the stairs. So like from that perspective, it's great if you want to have a home that's like semi-custom almost. They solve the inventory issue that's going on down here where there might be and less of an issue now than it was 2 years ago, but there might be availability where if you're looking at other neighborhoods that you maybe want to live in, there's not enough availability for you to find exactly what you want. So, I don't. I have my personal opinion. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna inject it here, right? About whether I would want to live in one of those communities or not. Um, but it certainly solves an issue. The only downside is you're never really going to find one of those communities without an HOA. If you're not somebody who wants to live in an HOA, good luck. Good luck there. But certainly can be good. Price point, is usually pretty reasonable with those track homes. If you're doing a custom home build, though, what I will tell you is you're definitely going to spend more money, especially now at the cost of materials and labor where they are versus buying a house that's 20, 30, 15, whatever years old that already was built. And houses do last down here for quite a while. The building code's very strong. Everything's made out of concrete blocks. So I wouldn't necessarily say that um, you know you are getting a higher quality home if you're building something now. Let's just say custom home versus something that was built in 2010 or 1995. You know what I mean? The building code, for the most part, has stayed, the same, with the exception of some things like roof coverings and, how the rafters are actually secured to the block of the home. Um, so, I wouldn't necessarily say that you're getting a better quality home, but it definitely allows you to build your home, albeit at a slightly higher cost per square foot.